Hey guys, this is Steve Wolbach, your friendly public adjuster, putting together another little segment here. This is more of a recruiting one. This is one that our company is hiring. If you haven't heard me talk about that before, if you've never given any thought to possibly becoming a public adjuster, and for that matter, what is a public adjuster? Simply put, a public adjuster is an advocate, that's a nice word I like to use, for the homeowner or business owner, because we do represent commercial property businesses as well. And what we do is we would then come in, we can assess what your damages are, we can see the type of policy, we know how to interpret your policy, how to read it, we understand it. We can explain to you what your policy is, and we can make a determination whether you actually have a claim or not. Depending on the coverage, even though you suffered a loss, that does not necessarily mean you have coverage for that specific loss, especially when you're talking about commercial policies. But that's the same with a residential as well. There are times, it's not as frequent, but there are definitely times that, depending on the level of coverage you have, and there are different levels. There originally were 3 different levels. There's some gray areas in between, but bottom line is, depending on what your policy covers you for, there may be something we could do. So, as we've looked at that, we determined that your damage would be covered. Now, do you want us to represent you? Do you want us to help you to handle this claim for you? We can file the claim on your behalf. We will interact and deal with the insurance company. Your input to that at that point will be minimal. There may be something along the way where we will need a signature from time to time, but aside from that, let us just do our job. So that's what we do. So as far as our company goes, there are so many claims out there, so many people need help. We are looking to bring more people on. I've never made a specific reach out before. A colleague of mine, Mike Martinez, had shown me that was an error of my ways, and I want to correct that. There has been much success of women in this industry. A female public adjuster is extremely successful, just as successful, if not at times more, as the counterpart as our male adjusters. This is open really for both. The female is still somewhat a minority as far as the numbers of participants that have decided to become a public adjuster, but nonetheless, our company welcomes you with open arms. I'd be more than happy to train you, no problem. We'll help you to get your license and then advise you how you move forward. We'll guide you all along the process. It's really quite simple. And what's nice, I have to say, for putting out such a minimal amount of money, and it is so minimal. You're going to have a fee to take your test. There will be a fee to get a background and fingerprint check on you. And then once you've done that, you do have to pay for the license. But you know what? All those things, if you go through our training process the way we have it structured, all that's going to be covered at the very end once you've completed your training. When you complete your training, you will be reimbursed anything that you've paid out. No question about it. I guarantee you. So if you're interested, if you'd like to, perhaps you have a full-time job now and it's not quite cutting it as far as the financial freedom that you would like to have. That's a nice term, right? Financial freedom. It just makes those fingers move, doesn't it? But the point is, independence, not living from paycheck to paycheck, not worried about that if you were sick and you've missed time, you're not going to be paid now. So that pay coming into you will be somewhat less than what it was before. On and on. You know these situations. So if you have a job, but you still need to generate more income, work part-time with us. It works very well. And a lot of people, you start working part-time, and as you build and grow, next thing you know, you say, you know what? We're going to say with that guy, and we're moving in with our own. We're going to be a public adjuster now. I don't need the other job. Or you can do this on a part-time basis. And just stay with that. That's fine too. It's almost one size fits all. What are your situation? What are your needs? What do you want to get out of this? Are you just lonely and you want to talk to people? Well, you can do that here, and then you'll be rewarded when you do help somebody with a claim. After you've spoken with them, you'll actually get a paycheck. I think that'd be pretty darn nice, huh? You'll get paid for talking to people. Now, you're doing a lot more than that. I don't want to come out and say that's all you did. But as I say, if you become a public adjuster and you work with us, you have tons of mentors in this organization. It would start with me, and then you have certainly a lot more. I have people I can call on in a moment's notice if I've got a question, if I see something that's odd and I'm not understanding it and I need some assistance. They're there for me, and they would be there for you as well. So if you're interested, if you think you might be a little bit interested, but you just need to know more about what this is, give me a call. Send me an email. My phone number is 610-213-8820, or email me at stevewolbach, WOLBACH, at ymail, which is the letter Y, mail.com, and express your thoughts. Let's talk a little bit about it. It may be for you, it may not, but you never know if you don't at least give it a try. And like I say, the minimal amount of any type of financial burden it puts on you. We're talking about the major thing you need to do is you got to give us your time. If you can't give us your time to learn and go, and I take you step by step. You shadow me and see exactly how we do things. If you can't give me that, then there's no sense to call. Forget it. Throw my number away. But if you've got the time and you'd like to try to turn that into making a money project, then I think this might be for you. So guys, Steve Wolbach, your friendly public adjuster. I really appreciate you listening. If it's not for you, maybe it's for someone that you know. It's for that guy 2 houses over, or your neighbor. Well, that's the same, isn't it? How about your relative? That's different, isn't it? Think of us and reach out. I appreciate you listening. Please, if you learned anything, I need one of those. And of course, if you would, please share that with others. That would really be great. I appreciate that. And of course, if you would subscribe, and you'll get to hear more of things that I put out. Thanks again, and God bless you.